Okay, so I'm going to do a video of how to do a puzzle disassembly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new, so if I go File, New, and it's going to pop this up. I need a standard.ipn. Notice that's a presentation file for me. So if I go ahead and open up a standard.ipn, now it's going to ask me what I want to insert in there. So I'm going to navigate to my directory. I'm going to go into this class. I'm going to go ahead and get my assembled cube because that's what I want to actually make the video of. I'm going to open that up and it brings in that assembled cube right here. The next thing I want to do is I want to be able to start pulling this apart, thinking about how I'd actually put it together. So I'm thinking, okay, what's the reverse? How am I going to take all of this apart? So I'm going to use tweak component. So this is a little different than all the other ones we've done. Usually we go ahead and pick the top left-hand corner button. I'm going to use tweak component. Tweak component is going to allow me to select a piece and pull it out. You'll notice that when I go to select something, since I built this out of individual blocks, it wants to select an individual block. I probably don't want to do that because, for example, if I'm pulling out the orange piece, it's going to give me several lines. It's going to look pretty goofy. So I'm going to expand over on the left-hand side here. I expanded scene, I expand the cube, and now this is where naming the parts by color came in real handy. So I want the orange part. So right there, I want to pull that out. That one I know can come out without crossing through any other parts. That's going to be pretty common sense. We don't want to have it coming out through other parts. I'm going to pick on an arrow, and I'm just going to pull it out. So that's where that one comes out. I have it far enough away I can see, okay, that makes sense. That's going to slide in there. This is kind of like those explode views you might see putting a desk together or putting a bookshelf together. Next one I want to go ahead and do is I want to pull out the purple part. So I'm going to pick the purple part, and I'm going to just pull it out this way. So I'm just kind of thinking about, with my puzzle, how is it going to come apart? Green part, I want to go ahead and push out that way. So I'm going to take it this way. I can do compound moves if I want to. So for example, maybe the black part is going to be my last part here. It needs to come up before it can go ahead and go back. So right there, I've pulled my entire puzzle apart. If I'm happy with it, I'm going to hit OK. I right-click to get that OK. And I'm going to go ahead and down here, slide it back through. Okay, I can see that that makes sense how it all comes apart. This is just a little time slider. Let's go ahead and play backwards because that's what our video will end up doing. Okay, I can see how the whole puzzle goes together. Oh, for some reason that one moves quicker. Okay, so I like how it all looks. I'm going to come up here and create a video now. So I hit video. It says, what do you want to do? I'm going to do the current storyboard. I'm going to leave most of that the same. File name, I'm going to change this to puzzle. Oh, Z's instead of X's. And I want to save it in my normal folder that I've been saving everything else in. So I'm coming down to my directory, and I'm going into my IED folder. And there's going to be nothing else that shows up because we're a different file type than all the other files in there. I'm going to select folder. Speaking of file type, I'm going to change it to AVI. I'm more happy with the results of an AVI. So I've set all of this up. I think it's going to work. And if I go ahead and hit OK, I do need to change my compressor to Microsoft Video 1 is the one that I've found to work the best. So if I set that, I'm going to change my quality to 100. I'm going to hit OK. And it should start creating a video. We'll see how this turns out. It's a little different than other years. And it says it is finished. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to navigate to that location. So right here, I'm coming to my directory, going into IED, and right here's that puzzle video. First thing I notice is that it has file size to it. Some students get an issue where they set up the wrong compressor, something like that, and it shows 0 kilobytes for size. Automatically tells me there's an issue. I probably need to re-render. If I double click on that, okay, so mine is taking it apart. That'd be all right. If I wanted to, I could probably go into the settings where I set up the storyboard and do it in reverse order. but I think taking it apart will give the user enough information to understand how it all goes.